All right, what's up, y'all? It's your boy EJ coming to y'all with a video on pros and cons. Look, I want to talk about pros and cons as a over-the-road driver. You got some good and bad things that go on the road that I figured you might want to hear. With that being said, I'm gonna jump right into this. Let's talk about the foods you got to eat. Most of the time, as a driver, you are in a moving fast pace. Sometimes the only thing you get is whatever that truck stop got. You know, McDonald's, Burger King, whatever little fast food thing you're thinking about, Taco Bell. Usually that's what they have. So you don't run into the chances of being able to sometimes get that somewhat of a home cooked meal. You get some truck stops that have places like Denny's, places like Iron Skillet. What's the other one? Country Pride, which allow you to get some of that mashed potatoes and gravy and, you know what I'm saying, the fried chicken, the fish and stuff like that, man. Corn, green beans, you know. But most of the time, when you are driving these trucks, you get this 30-minute break. And if you ain't planned your route to end up in a certain spot where you can get certain foods, then you end up where you're constantly just driving and only thing you can hit is a fast food restaurant. Hey, I got a 30-minute break. I'm gonna stop, get my fuel. I'm gonna get my food, my drinks, you know, whatever, my little snacks. And then, you know, once my 30 minutes is up, fill up and go, you know. So sometimes that's all you get. So number two, let's talk about how lazy you can get and healthy. I'll put it in two ways for y'all. So in the freight world, you know, you hitting dock and this next dock. Most of the time there is not enough time to say I'm gonna go and work out right after. I mean, you can, you know, but when you get used to being able to just drive and eat, and then you put on some weight, and then next thing you know, you ain't feeling like working out. So, you know, it's a bad thing when it comes down to driving freight. When you're not able to get yourself into a mode of trying to make sure you either eat healthy, being able to get some good healthier food instead of fast food, and then on top of that, maybe being able to put a little slight workout plan in your day, where you're able to get out the truck, maybe walk and jog a little bit, and maybe do a slight workout, which, you know, it'll help, so that way you're not lazy. With the type of job that I have, I'm a mover. So in my case, I'm constantly working. I'm constantly lifting furniture. I'm constantly walking while I'm doing these jobs. So, you know, when it comes down to me trying to stay healthy, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier for me not to get lazy. Let's talk about truck stops. Let's talk about truck stops, showers, and truck stops in general. You know, you go to these truck stops, you looking to get you something to eat, get you a shower, maybe go to a trucker's lounge, watch some TV, and, you know, and being able to relax and feel like, you know, look, not, you know, at home, but, you know, be able to relax. Say, hey, I done my day, I want to sit down and watch some TV and eat my food. So when it comes down to that, you know, hitting the truck stop up, some truck stops are not good truck stops. I mean, bad to the fact of it's dirty, it doesn't have as much product, and when it comes down to the showers, even sometimes the truck stop can be fine, but then the showers, when it's time to take a shower, the shower can be terrible. They won't clean it right. It can have a stink smell, or it can just be to the fact where it needs some renovating, and stuff. You know, it needs some renovating. So, you know, my suggestion is, if you do run into a truck stop like that, you want to at least have some shoes, have some of them, shower slides, something like that. So, I mean, that's a bad thing when it comes down to truck stop. You got the good where you can run into truck stops where they look like apartments, you know, big bathroom, you know what I'm saying, you space to walk around, move around, you stretch, do a freaking workout if you want to. Ain't nobody finna work out in the damn bathroom. But I'm just saying, like, you got space. It's comfortable. You know, and the bathroom is clean. You'll run into those certain truck stops. Put them into your route. Remember where those truck stops are at. You know, because you're going to run into some bad ones and you're going to run into some good ones. And another thing, while we're talking about showers, sometimes you're not even able to take a shower. It kind of depends on where you're going and how your routes is and you know, and what you're doing. In my case, I'm a mover, where I end up in the middle of nowhere delivering furniture, you know. So I run out of time. The only thing I'm able to do is find a safe place to go park, you know, and that's it. So when that comes down to that, you might want to keep you some wipes in the truck. I mean, some water, some soap, some wipes, towel rag, whatever you fits you to be able to get yourself somewhat clean. Because hey, sometimes you run into those situations. Safety, just finding a safe area. Finding a safe area is another part of planning. When you're planning your routes, you definitely want to plan your route to the point where you know you're going to be safe. Having a good spot to park, not on the side of the interstate, not on the off ramp or on ramp. Be able to plan your route so you can actually get to a warehouse. You can get to a parking lot, a distribution area. You can get to a rest stop. You can get to these areas where it allow you to be in a safer area, a safer environment, because you don't want to be on the side of the interstate and somebody's falling asleep trying to get off the interstate. You know, that's going to be bad for you. You know, when you could have chose to plan your route the right way, would allow you to be in a safe area. And you know, planning routes to be in a safe area, because you know the area you're going in is going to be bad. So you want to plan that route to the fact where you're going to get into the area which you know is bad, where you got to deliver at or pick up at, and you want to be able to make sure you got enough time to be able to get out of there. And then now you ain't really worrying about the actual area parking. You know what I'm saying? Like, the area could be a bad area where you can get your truck spray painted. You know, they can graffiti your truck. So you don't want to worry about that either. So I just want to make sure I put that out there. You know, let's get into another thing. Let's talk about when it comes down to missing out on stuff at home. Missing out on stuff. Being an over the road driver, you actually miss out on a lot of stuff. You miss out on, if you got kids, you miss out on a lot of things your kids got. Missing out is something that is going to happen as an over the road driver. You're going to miss out on some stuff, man. You know, some stuff that you wouldn't want to miss out on. For me, I know there's been football games, there's been sports events. You know, there's been, you know, first words, you know, there's, you know, if you got kids, you know, and when it comes down to not having kids, you just got, you know, family, brother and sister and friends and stuff. You miss out on the activities that your friends have. You miss out on the activities that your family have, family gatherings. You miss out on that stuff. You know, sometimes, and you know, sometimes you actually make it. It's just that the fact that one of the bad things about being on the road is that you do miss out on some stuff. I'll say something good about being on the road. Something good about being on the road would be, you know, you are able to be in this truck and just relax. I mean, you can think about your life as in what you're gonna do better, what's next in your life, or even just woosah. Just put on some nice, some calm music and just woosah while you actually driving, and you make sure you still paying attention to the road, but you being able to, you know, take some breaths and relax. So I think that's a pro to, you know, being on the road. Let's talk about when it comes down to having this CDL license. When it comes down to being able to always have a job, if you can drive these trucks without wrecking stuff up all the time, costing companies money, it's or even costing yourself money, it's going to be a really good thing for you when it comes down to going anywhere. It's so many companies out here that would take a driver, a CDL driver. You are able to find jobs almost anywhere. companies are always looking for drivers. You know, slow season, there's slow seasons for, you know, different things. But there is always companies looking for drivers. So when you have a CDL license, job security is not even a problem. You're going to always be able to find a job, and make some money, and make some good money. If these trucks stop driving for 7 days, the world will starve. They need drivers. They need drivers. So having a CDL license is major. Any new drivers, young or just new, it's kind of more, I would say it's kind of more towards the young drivers, because when you're younger, you know, the thing is that you want to get a place on your own. You want to buy your car, you know, you want to, you know, maybe rent some stuff. And if you're planning on being an over-the-road truck driver, that stuff can cause you, you know, to lose money, because if you're a truck driver and you're trying to be on the road, sometimes you don't need all of the stuff that you want, because you're not going to be home. But you know, you're going to pay for an apartment that you don't really need. You're gonna pay for an expensive car that you're not going to really be driving. You know, I just want to make sure I let you guys know that, you know, it's a good thing if you can find some stuff to pay less money on. But as a new driver that's trying to come out here and start being on the road, you want to make sure you find something that that's not going to cost you money. And if you can, don't worry about buying stuff like that at all. You know, just plan it out. Don't just jump into the moving business and just say, hey, I'm going to make this buku money and then I can pay for whatever I want to pay for. Because that's not the right mindset. You want to be able to save money at all times. Let's talk about being on the road with other drivers, not alone four-wheelers, CDL Class A drivers, or just CDL drivers, period. Let's talk about the cars, which we call four-wheelers. We already know that cars just gonna want to just cut you off, you know, at any time. Cars want to jump in front of you. Cars are going to ride behind you real close. They want to tailgate you. You know, that's one thing. That's going to be cars. But as a fellow driver, a fellow CDL driver, you would expect less. You would expect less things. Don't. Good and bad. Good is you can run into some really good drivers. You'll run into some drivers that'll be on the side of you. You got maybe a headlight or a brake light that came out. They'll let you know that, hey, you know, the light is out, your radio's not working properly. You know, just little stuff, you know, just little stuff. You know, just got little things that they will let you know, you know, and then on top of that, you got the ones that, you know, you're trying to get over, you know, they actually paying attention to the road. They can see that, hey, look, I can see this truck gonna want to get over. You got some drivers that actually let you over. Bad situation with drivers is something I just seen the other day, which I'm not sure how long ago it was, but you know, I'm watching truck drivers shoot at each other. You know, you get truck drivers that's on the radio just yelling at you, talking shit. You know, they got something bad to say, and you know, they just mad at the world. You know, but you have those drivers just those drivers. You know, they you know, it's nothing else. There's no way to explain why they like that, you know, but you have those drivers that has those attitude problems. These drivers know who I'm talking about. The thing is that, you know, you run into those drivers that can be in the fuel aisle and they're honking, you know, and it could be you just got to the fuel aisle. You know, you could have just walked into the truck stop. They don't know. They could have just pulled up and started honking. They don't know that you got something going on wrong with your COM data card or whatever. They like, hey, I'm in a rush. I need you to bring your ass. You know, I can't wait for you, when they can easily just back up and just find another pump. Sometimes you can't understand that, but you're gonna bump heads. You're gonna bump heads with some drivers. Driving, you could bump heads. Being at a truck stop, you could bump some heads. you know, you're gonna get into it sometimes with another driver. But at the same time, like I said, you could run into some good drivers. In the case of being parked, you know, something can be wrong with the truck. You can have another fellow driver just pull up, you know, just next to you, park next to you, and just come up to you and say, hey, what's going on? You need some help, you know? So you're going to have some good stuff. You're going to have some bad stuff, you know? But I just want to let you know that all drivers are not the same. Let's talk about the pay. You got your CDLs because you heard how much money you can make. It's true, right? We all know it's true. You can make some money. We're not saying you're gonna be rich. As the rest of the drivers that's out here, we know you're not getting rich. You're going to make some good money, but in that process of making good money, you still have to make good choices to make that good money. Let's just say when you go to your training class, you're not gonna make much. Now they're gonna give you, you know, the smallest amount of money ever, you know. But once you come out of that training class as a company driver, you can make some decent money. You know, I'll just say as low as, you know, 70 grand annually. I'll just say that. I know it can be more. It's probably possible to even be less. I haven't heard of it personally for me, but I know, you know, 70 grand. Let's just say 70 grand. And you know, you go through the class, you get done, you're starting to make your money. You come out here for the money. You chose the CDLs to make money. Company driver, owner operator. Company driver, you can make some decent money. Owner operator, you make a lot more. Difference, you have expenses as a owner operator. So you can make some good money as owner operator. You know, let's say people say that you make 70 grand as a company driver. As owner operator, you make, you know, 150, 200 grand. You know, but with expenses. So, you know, it varies. It varies and depends on where you're at, which company you're driving for. Traveling. Let's talk about traveling. When it comes down to you driving trucks, you are allowing yourself to be able to travel your country, be able to see what your country has to offer. Let's just say all of the stuff you have wanted to go see that you knew about that was in your country already, you can easily get that route. Now I'll say get that route as in your company finds you a load to go towards something you want to see. In my case, one of the things I want to go see, just throw it out there, is the Colorado mountains, Rocky Mountains. I live in Florida, so being able to get a load to go to Colorado for me to see the Rocky Mountains is something I get. That's one of the pros of being a driver, being able to own a road driver. You know, even I believe when it comes down to even being a company driver, even when it comes down to being a company driver, I think you have that privilege to be able to say, hey, if you can give me a load going to, you know, Colorado so I can see the Rocky Mountains, you know, or wherever you want to go. So I think that's a major privilege. Being able to see stuff is major when it comes down to being able to drive these trucks over the road. So I'll give you that. Overall experience. I've been doing this now for about 12 years. Started off in Atlas Van Lines, a moving company, and you know, I got a chance to learn the ins and outs before I got by myself driving trucks. Found me a couple good drivers that was able to show me how to drive safely, and they didn't just throw me to the wolves. I guess unlike in the freight world, I guess you get so many hours, you get you, and then they turn you loose, you know, by yourself. I was able to not do that in this moving company, where I was able to be with a driver, do some stuff, and them to be with me, you know, as long as I felt like I needed them to be with me. You know, and then once I got used to it, I started driving on my own, and then from there I became my own operator. And I've been owner operator for 10 years. So I've been driving for 12, so 10 years. I've been doing this now. And I love it. You have your downs, just like any so yeah. So the overall experience, man, of driving trucks, it's been really good, man. I got a chance to taste new foods. I got a chance to go see different things in different states. You know, Washington D.C., mountains, the Arch, going to Chicago, getting a chance to taste that deep dish, Louisiana food, and New Orleans. You know, just a lot of stuff. You know, San Diego, California, just being able to see all of this stuff. It's major. It is a major benefit of driving trucks, and I love it. I wouldn't change it. I mean, obviously, everybody's gonna retire eventually, so that time will come for me eventually. But right now, I love what I do, man. You know, you get to see it all on my side of things as a mover. The plus sides, I guess, that I would get as a mover, other than just driving, is when I move people. You meet some great people, with the people, they actually want to take you out to nice restaurants, or even just buy you some really good food, or just tip. When they tip you, sometimes they just want to be very generous. They want to give you, you know, I say, you know, as low as a $10 tip, as high as, you know, $1,000 tip, maybe even more. I just want to let you know that it varies, and you get good things out of just being a mover too as well, not alone just in the freight world. So that's my input on pros and cons, man. This is what you get when you come out here to be a CDL driver, over the road driver, at that. You know, it's a lot of other things I probably could mention, but I just want to let you know some of the things I think about, some of the things I went through and thought about. So hopefully you guys take y'all time, figure out exactly what y'all want to do when it comes down to driving. And hopefully y'all make the right decision for yourself, where you don't have to stress too much about stuff. And you know, come back and see me again. Hit that like button for me if you like what I said. If you got some comments, please let me know. You know, I want to hear it all. You know, I don't, you know, I'm the type of person, I just want to hear it all, good or bad, no matter what it is. So hit the like button for me if you can. Subscribe if you haven't already did it. And y'all come see me again.